All right, so yeah, we're really pleased with the 2026 fixture. It provides it's a really good balance. We've got four Victorian teams in the home. We start at Essendon on a Sunday, and then we go into Geelong on a Saturday night for Anzac round, which is always really significant for the Port Adelaide Footy Club. Even more so this year, we've got the 125th year anniversary of the Navy, which is significant. And playing Geelong, we've got the legend of Bob Quinn, and his brother Tom Quinn is a legend of the Geelong Footy Club, member of their team of the century. So it's going to be terrific. Something we've been talking to the AFL about it for a long time. The opportunity to be able to tell that story. So we look forward to that. Bulldogs on a Friday night and Carlton on a Saturday night in Sir Doug Nicholls round, which again is really significant for Port Adelaide with the work our team do in the community. So really good mix of time slots for our members and our fans. And then we go to Darwin, which we haven't been to Darwin since 2013. Great opportunity to get up there. Again, the workout community team, we've been expanding the Aboriginal Power Cup into the Northern Territory over the last 2 or 3 years. It's a really important place for our major partner Santos, so we really look forward to taking the footy club and the work we do in the community up to Darwin in that week to support the community up there. And then 6 games in Melbourne, which would be good for our Victorian fans. They found it a little bit difficult to follow us around last year. So yeah, all in all, we're really pleased with the fixture.
I think last year it was touted by the Foxtel experts as the second hardest. This year they're saying it's the second easiest. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, look, I never really take any notice of that because I'm not sure how you know who the hardest teams are in 2026 based on what happened in 2025. Every year there's always teams from the bottom part of the ladder the previous year that improved. So I don't take too much notice of that.
I guess it was probably expected that there would be some more Sunday games, maybe given how the team went this year. I guess are you kind of just accepting of that you're not, don't have there's no Thursday night games, more, I guess in the past it's been more Friday and Saturday night games, and you're just kind of accepting that, it's a little bit, that's kind of the way it's fallen.
No, look, I think the fixture is fantastic for our fans. We know that Saturday twilight are the best time for our fans. Thursday nights can actually be a little bit difficult, especially for our country people. So, we've got a really good mix of time slots for our members and our fans. Commercially, there's also a really good mix. Gather round finishing on the Sunday night is an enormous game commercially. So, all in all, as I said earlier, we feel like we've got a really good mix.
Is it a bit weird that we don't have a game in Adelaide in round 1?
Yeah, it is. I think it's disappointing for South Australian footy fans first and foremost, but ultimately that's not for us. That decision is out of our hands. I guess all I'd say is, as one of the major stakeholders in Adelaide Oval, it's disappointing that the AFL clubs really don't have any say in that.
The double up games, have you looked at those, and how did you assess those? The teams that Port plays twice.
Yeah. I don't really look too much at the double up games because how do you assess who the better teams are in 2026 at the end of 2025? That always changes around. So yeah, I don't really take too much notice of that. I think we just got to look. Once you get into the season, it's just 1 week at a time. Hopefully we can get off to a good start and build some momentum into the season.
Still no standalone showdown like major time slot like Friday night standalone showdown.
Yeah, look, the fixtures, there are complexities with the fixture. We understand that. The showdown's the best rivalry in Australian footy. It always delivers. We know that. So I'm sure this one will be no different.
And can we just ask, you done with the fixtures then?
Yeah.
Dougie Cochrane, we just heard some good news that he's been accepted, be part of the academy here.
Yeah, we're pleased that the AFL have confirmed that Doug's application to be in our NGA has been accepted, and look forward to working with Doug over the coming period.
What role has the club played in this? I guess, and also Stewie discovering his Indigenous heritage.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've supported the family as much as we can, but ultimately it's a family issue and a family journey that they've been on. So we provide whatever support we can, but ultimately that's a private family issue for them to work through, and I know they've been doing that for a long time.
Richard, there's always a bit of confusion especially around drafts at times. Do you know when the I guess in the past you weren't able to draft metropolitan MGA prospects. Do you know when that changed for you and the SA clubs?
No, I don't. I don't know that level of detail. All I know is that the AFL definitely we need more Indigenous and NGA talent in the game. The number of Aboriginal players in our game is in decline. So I think anything that the clubs and the AFL can be doing to be providing more Indigenous kids and multicultural kids to make it through the pathway we should be doing.
You wrote to the AFL about, warning against some of the changes that they were considering regarding draft matching over the next couple of years. You must be pleased that they didn't go that hard now that you've got access to Dougie.
Well, it wasn't just about that. It was, the clubs work well in advance of the drafts, and our club is no different. You work the drafts in 3-4 year cycles. So any changes that you are making to the eligibility of players, you really need to be able to provide clubs with notice. Like the NBA and the NFL, that's how they work. They work in 4 year cycles because the clubs put a lot of work into NGAs and how they develop talent and monitoring talent. So any decisions that the AFL are making which impact drafts, our point was it needs to be giving clubs plenty of time. So we're pleased that the AFL did listen to that.
Taking away, the need to see more Indigenous players and NGA players in the system, are you expecting there's going to be a bit of backlash or a bit of frustration from clubs that you've now got a potential guy that we're saying could be number one able to be able to have access to?
Look, I'm not sure why they would be. I mean, every club has every club invests a lot in their NGA programs. Our club is no different. So it's just one of those pathways where, as I said earlier, we should all be trying to provide more opportunities for Indigenous and NGA talent to be in the game.
Given that he's been touted as a number one pick next year, what does it mean to the club to have him available?
Well, yeah, look, we're pleased, but the reality is there's still a draft next year, and that will play out. I guess we're pleased because we get the opportunity for Doug to be involved in our NGA program and help his development over the next 12 months.
We'll be able to play for the Magpies next year.
I don't know that level of detail.
I guess the other thing, sort of during the next week's draft, I guess you're not going to. It's kind of expected to not make too many picks, maybe not even one. Did you meet with Kalamati? Tripper kind of did put that on the horizon. You might chat to him about potential. Was there any movement on that?
Look, I know Jason and the recruiting team have been working through all the options for next week. There's still opportunities for pick swaps and things like that. So Jason and his team do a terrific job, and I'm sure this will be no different. We do go into this year's draft with a really clear plan, having come out of last year and knowing what's ahead. So we'll stick to that plan, and we'll see how that plays out.
So no dishumping of the Crows with Cal?
Well, we'll wait and see.